Hello, my name is Bruce Green and this is the Whole Foods Market Green Mission video. During the next 6 segments we're going to follow the flow of energy, compost, cardboard, plastic wrap, paper, and commingled containers. We have 2 goals in creating this video: to illustrate the efforts being made by your store to preserve our environment, and to share why it is important for you to get involved. Recycling is not a new idea. The first real recycling program was begun in New York City in 1890. The city's first recycling plant was built in 1898. Despite having over 100 years of recycling experience, the U.S. is the leading offender when it comes to being green. We are only 6% of the world's population, yet we create 50% of the world's waste and consume 35% of the world's resources. The U.S. population discards enough aluminum to rebuild the U.S. commercial air fleet 4 times over. We throw away enough plates and cups to throw a picnic for the world 6 times a year. If that weren't enough, we dump the equivalent of 35 Exxon Valdez tankers worth of pollution into our rivers, lakes, and streams every year. As a company that prides itself in walking our talk, we have chosen to be a model in the business world by taking responsibility in our daily actions. All of our Colorado facilities have made the investment of money, time, energy, and heart to initiate change. We call this change Green Mission. Our Boulder store needs a lot of energy to keep all of our perishable foods fresh, our merchandise well lit, and production rolling along. For 6 years, this energy came from coal power. That coal caused 4 million pounds of carbon dioxide pollution, 12,000 pounds of sulfur dioxide, a gas that causes acid rain, and 136 pounds of volatile organic compounds. All of this pollution came to a halt by switching to wind energy through the Renewable Choice Energy Company's wind fields in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Compostables account for the largest part of our waste stream. We have diverted this portion of our waste stream from landfills. In 1990, New York City's Fishkill landfill became the world's largest man-made structure, surpassing the Great Wall of China at 2.6 billion cubic feet. All of the compostables at Whole Foods are transported to the distribution center, where they are cross-docked, compacted, and delivered to A1 Organics. Every year, hundreds of millions of tons of compostables hit the landfills of this country. That brings a halt to the natural cycle of degradation that restores and replenishes the soil. Throwing away the nutrients and soil building properties of compostables to landfills hurts the farmers, the ecosystem, and the consumers. It forces conventional farming to rely almost exclusively on synthetic fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides. Composting starts here in the compost pond, which accelerates the breakdown of compostables. The material is then placed into heaps and stacked into rows. It takes on average 4 months for cardboard, food waste, and wood to break down into soil again. The heaps are turned twice during this lifespan to expose the inner layers to oxygen. No soil has been added to these heaps. This is the actual broken down materials. In 1999, the U.S. consumption of paper was 800 pounds per person. At the store, paper is collected in the office pack recycle bins, carried outside and put in recycling containers for pickup. The paper is then delivered to EcoCycle, here it is sorted manually to separate out paperboard and cardboard. After being sorted, the paper is then baled and put on trains and shipped to Oregon, Washington, or overseas to China or Korea. We call this the paper trail. Every year, Americans throw away enough paper to heat 5 million homes for 20 years. Each ton of recycled paper can save 17 trees, 380 gallons of oil, 4,000 kilowatts of electricity, 7,000 gallons of water, and creates 5 times more jobs than paper made from virgin trees. 90% of all products in the US are shipped in corrugated cardboard boxes. We collect all of our cardboard for recycling. It's compacted, baled, transported to the distribution center where it is sold on the market and follows the paper trail. There it will be made into cereal boxes, paper towels, and writing paper. Recycling corrugated cardboard into new products cuts the pollution by half and uses 25% less energy than it takes to make from virgin trees. Every year we make enough plastic film to shrink wrap the state of Texas. Recycled shrink wrap is made into toys, carpet, drainage pipes, and filler for sleeping bags. 10% of the average grocery bill pays for packaging. That is oftentimes more of a percentage than our farmers receive. Our shrink wrap is returned to the distribution center, baled, and sold on the open market. What is commingling? Think of it as all products. Iron, such as canned food and Metro racks, aluminum, soda cans, glass bottles, plastics, they all go to one place, in our case EcoCycle, and they separate them. Let's look at iron. Imagine this. Americans throw away enough iron and steel to continually supply our nation's automakers. Every ton of recycled steel saves 2,500 pounds of iron ore, 1,000 pounds of coal, and 40 pounds of limestone. Aluminum. The lifespan of an aluminum can is 6 weeks on average. That means that the time it takes for a beverage can to be manufactured, filled, sold, recycled, and remanufactured is 6 weeks on average. Think recycling one can can't make a difference? If you throw away one aluminum can, it wastes as much energy as if you filled the can half full of gasoline and poured it on the ground. An aluminum can will litter the earth for 500 years if the can is not recycled. Let's look at plastics. Take a moment, look around. Americans throw away 25 million plastic bottles an hour. About 1/3 of all the carpeting made in the United States has recycled number 1 plastics in it. It takes over 1,000 milk jugs to make one park bench. Next time, think before you toss. Your recycling efforts do make a difference. And how about glass? The great thing about glass is that it can be remanufactured over and over again without losing its quality. Picture this. If you drop a glass bottle in the recycling bin in our Boulder store at 8 a.m., it is possible that your bottle could be picked up by EcoCycle, transported to the Rocky Mountain Bottle Company in Golden, and become a brand new bottle that same day. The energy saved from recycling one glass bottle could run a 100-watt light bulb for 4 hours. It also causes 20% less air pollution and 50% less water pollution than when a new bottle is made from raw materials. Here's some interesting facts to put things in perspective. Our rainforests are being cut down at the rate of 100 acres per minute. An average American family consumes 182 gallons of soda, 29 gallons of juice, 104 gallons of milk, and 26 gallons of bottled water a year. That's a lot of containers. We need to make sure we get those recycled. Also, more than 20 million Hershey's Kisses are wrapped every day. That uses 133 square miles of tinfoil. Most of that foil is recyclable, but not many people realize it. Together we, as individuals, teams, stores, and a company, can not only change the way that we impact our environment, but also change the way everyone in our country takes responsibility for our limited resources. Thank you for watching this video, and we encourage you to get involved in the success of the Green Mission program.